Greetings and welcome to Cygnix Lab. Today we're gonna discuss why you should switch over to GNU/Linux and stop using Microsoft Windows as your primary operating system. Let's begin this video by pros and cons of both operating systems for easy understanding. Alright, Microsoft Windows has proprietary paid license that costs around $150. Also, it has built-in telemetry that is integrated in almost every single action in operating system. It needs antivirus to work with less malware concerns and get rid of most malware garbage from the system, and most annoying is that it requires user to reboot after almost every system-based action or big program's installation. But the only good point that I'll give this system will be its user-friendliness. Now let's continue to GNU/Linux. It is free and its source code is open to everyone. It has no system-based telemetry, and if you download software only from official distributions repositories, software will also have no telemetry hidden inside. There is almost no malware on GNU/Linux. This is because of its community and its open source origin, unless you run scripts that you don't investigate before executing. It has unlimited customization options. You can even customize bootloader if you wish. GNU/Linux, even as a distribution, weighs almost nothing. For example, here's my system disk partition where all my programs and system libraries are located. It's only 15 GB used, and the great thing about it is that GNU/Linux mostly doesn't require you to reboot after update, only if you updated kernel or grub, but even though you can use system without reboot for some time, but it is not recommended. The only bad points I can give to GNU/Linux are about learning. You have to spend a bit of time to learn basics, because it's different operating system, and you also will have to learn some shell commands at the start. For example, GNU utils for fast and easy system management. So finally, in this review, GNU/Linux wins. If you don't agree with something I've told here, write in the comment section down below. Alright, now after we know pros and cons of both operating systems, let's talk about GNU/Linux distributions. GNU/Linux distribution, or distro if you wish, is a specific implementation of a GNU/Linux operating system. You can't just install GNU/Linux and use it with ease, without advanced knowledge, but distributions solve knowledge issues. GNU/Linux distribution, in addition to GNU userland software and Linux kernel, provides you with installer, package manager, and usually desktop environment. There are lots of GNU/Linux distributions, but today we'll have a closer look at two of them, Linux Mint and EndeavourOS, and depending on your needs you will choose one of them to start with. When you switch over to GNU/Linux distribution, you can often encounter issue with lack of proprietary software in official package manager mirrors. So first of all, I should mention that you should not be afraid of switching because of absence of your favorite applications such as Adobe programs, for example. You can always easily run those on GNU/Linux using WineHQ as compatibility layer for Windows apps, or if you don't want to learn Wine, you can always install Windows using QEMU virtualization technology. But forget about it, unless you really need it. I'm telling this because world of open source is huge, and for almost every single proprietary program you can find great free and open source alternative. For example, GIMP. It is GNU Image Manipulation System, or Krita, and you can use them instead of Adobe Photoshop. With open source, you get very, if not the most stable, secure and cost-saving ecosystem. With fewer crashes and malware concerns, you can always experience increased productivity while also saving money on proprietary licenses. If you value control over your system or prefer privacy and security in addition with flexibility and unlimited customization options, you should definitely watch this video till the end. Let's now take a look at Linux Mint, one of the most user-friendly distributions. It's based on Ubuntu, but with great modifications making it a great start for anyone switching from Windows or Apple macOS. The installation process is very simple. Now you know all in all about Linux Mint and its user-friendliness. It allows you to easily manage software on your system along with security, so it can be great for those who seek something to start with almost no challenges. Now let's take a look at Endeavour OS that is based on Arch Linux distribution. Endeavour OS, unlike Arch Linux, provides you with GUI installer, it means graphical user interface, and utilities to make you more comfortable learning and using this distribution. One thing you also have to keep in mind, don't look at screenshots of distribution to rate it, because screenshots often show you only desktop environments that can be easily changed on every single distribution and don't often belong to it. Here are some screenshots from different independent desktop environments. If you transition from Windows or macOS straightly to Endeavour OS without GNU/Linux knowledge base, you can encounter some challenges, but with perseverance they can be overcome. Arch Linux Wiki is a great source of knowledge, and its community is huge, so you can always find solutions to almost all of your problems with Endeavour OS and other Arch-based distributions. So now let's take a look at its installation process. Alright, now you know about two popular GNU/Linux distributions, and you're pretty much ready to test them out with virtual machine or install it alongside with your primary OS or even install it as your primary. You've got two options to choose from, but if you didn't like any of those for some reason, you can visit a website called DistroWatch and check out other interesting and user-friendly distributions. That's all for today's episode. If you like this video, share it, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.